I'm now joined from London by Tim Ash, Head of Emerging Market Research at RBS. Tim, thank you so much for speaking to us. We did get quite a boost for a lot of these indices in Turkey after we had that positive vote on the referendum. Why such optimism?
Well, I should say that actually all markets in the region are generally up, and the reaction in Turkey is more or less par. So it's kind of a bit disappointing in a way that the reaction has not been a bit more positive. Now, going back to the referendum itself, I mean, I think it is a positive overall. I mean, it's for me a vote for reform, a vote for modernisation in Turkey, and I think that's definitely good news. It probably will help assure political stability as well, because people who are watching on this vote, there's something of a referendum in the support for the ruling party, the AK party. There's parliamentary elections coming up in July. And I think this vote suggests that, you know, the party has a good chance of winning another majority administration. The market likes that.
So, Tim, what does it actually mean for investors? I mean, we saw that incredible growth, 6–7% in Turkey. Does it also mean that they will have easier access to the European Union?
Well, the EU accession story in Turkey is a long project. It's been very long drawn out so far. I mean, this certainly helps. I mean, Turks, again, have voted for modernisation and reform, and I think the reaction of the EU has been positive for this. In terms of the bigger picture story, I mean, Turkey's performance through the global crisis has been very good. The growth numbers, as you mentioned, have been, you know, stellar. First quarter, 11.7% growth. This week, we've also got the second quarter numbers, and half-year growth is probably going to come in around 10%. So Turkey's leading the growth and recovery story in Europe, basically, and that's good news for Turkey, obviously.
And this means that actually the government has a very good handle on it if they have the confidence of the people.
Well, again, I mean, the opposition very much made this a vote of confidence in the government, and if you get 58% support in the referendum, I mean, again, that puts you in a pretty good position going into parliamentary elections, I'd say.
Tim, do you have the confidence in the government? I mean, is there anyone out there that could do a better job, or are they the right people to bring Turkey, well, closer to Europe, even if it's a long way out, and to attract foreign direct investment?
Well, one of the problems that the opposition have had historically anyway they've been pretty divided. So AK has certainly taken advantage of that. And they built on the reforms of the previous administration after the 2000-2001 crisis. I mean, very much that was a big plus for AK party in general. They put the economy on autopilot in terms of the IMF reform programme, push forward with things like privatisation. Obviously, foreign investors like things like that. We saw a lot of foreign direct investment to come into the country. And Turkey's changed massively over the past decade. You know, positively. It's a good place to do business now, I think, and that's reflected in the foreign direct investment numbers and the growth numbers, I would say.
Tim, overall, do you believe that actually stock markets and the emerging markets will do better than the ones that we're seeing in our Western economies? It does seem that we're being bogged down by a financial crisis that has largely not hit the emerging world.
Well, I mean, it's jury out, I'm afraid, on that one. I mean, so far they are outperforming. I mean, developed market economies have lots of problems in sovereign debt space, lots of fiscal tightening needed to balance the books. That's bad for growth, ultimately bad for exports from emerging market economies. So ultimately there will be a feed through to them. But, you know, they do look better placed in terms of their balance sheets, both in terms of public finance, external finance, banking systems, etc. So they have more durability, probably, than they have in the past.